Hi everyone, today we are going to check out our 14-foot pintail. We haven't done a video of this in a while, and we really haven't done a video period in a while, just because we've been so busy building boats. This thing has got a lot of bells and whistles that we want to go over. Once again, it's got all the options you could possibly have, trailer and boat. Once again, it's got a spare tire. It's got our high-end, made in the US jack here. Really nice jack, which is important when you're trying to move them around. It's got our green cottage winch with a 40-foot strap. It's got an anchor nest. You pull that pin and the whole thing tilts. It's got rollers everywhere. The LED lights are, out of the water. This would be our high-end trailer. This is also galvanized, so it's never gonna rust. Fancy avalanche rims. She's got about everything. That's all the trailer options. The other thing would be maybe the cover. So this would be our deluxe trailer. If you wanted them, we used to do kind of more of a blacked out look. We've switched to more just galvanizing everything, just because that's just the most consistent, rust-free. It'll look better in 3 or 4 years instead of looks good today and a little rusty tomorrow. As far as the boat goes, I forgot one thing is these guys, which everybody needs these. The boat goes, it's a 14-foot pintail. I mean, it's got a bow mount trolling motor. It's got an ATV winch in the front, so you can drag this thing in and out of the worst boat ramp. It's got a power winch, the highest end one of those that you could have. The switch up front, the middle, and the back. The River Larry, River Pro system. It's got running lights here. These are 13,000 lumens. It's basically an RC light, that you would have on your truck. 50-pound anchor should stop this thing just about anywhere. Navigation lights, an Autopilot trolling motor. Casting brace comes removable. Super light Pro-Lock oars. They have a built-in oar right in them. We've got our new yokes in the back. We'll go over everything on this in the water. And a really nice 30-horse Honda with tilt and trim. It's got the optional tilt and trim handle way at the end here. Really cool thing. It's got the CMC jack plate, so when you hit something, the whole boat motor catches up. What happens is, when you're on the water with one of these, if you hit something with tilt and trim, the motor doesn't move. So when the motor doesn't move, you do damage. So this CMC power system is a great way to go. So like I say, once again, you hit something, the whole thing picks up. It's called a CMC jack plate. Anyways, I'm going to take her on the water and we'll go over a few more things and we'll go from there. I'm going to show you guys how easy this boat is to get on and off the trailer. You'll see how great these rollers are. We're going to get this one. Pretty nice. Like, I don't have the this pulled out yet. I mean, I can, but we're at enough of an angle with the rollers, you don't really need it. But yeah, it's easy to get on and off the trailer. Pretty much goes on its own there. And there's a little catch for this down there if you want it. We're just going to push her off here. So you can see how nice this catwalk is. This is a torsion axle trailer, and it also has vortex hubs there. Pretty cool stuff. And I will jump in this girl and give you a little tutorial of how she works. So this is the Honda 30 horse. It has this extra extension handle, because if not, the tilt and trim would be back here, which is way less cooler. So this is really nice. This is just like their chat. I don't know how expensive that is, but it's not that expensive. It goes forward, neutral, reverse right here. And you know, Honda's Honda. They have unsurpassed reliability. What I was getting to is, for whatever reason, when we built this Pintail, I thought I was going to get on plane with a 9.9 or even an 8 horse, because we made it smaller than our other ATVs. What I forgot is, in a riverboat or a flatboat scenario, it has a short wheelbase. So if you raced an 18-foot ATV, it'd be a tie. The 18 might win because it's got a bigger footprint. It gets on plane better. So you actually need at least a 20 horse to really get a Pintail on plane. I like them with an 8 horse. They still motor like better than any drift boat you'll ever have. Like, because a drift boat is a non-planing hull and this is a planing hull. And you saw me planing there. So to get it to plane out nice, you know, with 3 guys in it, you probably need, you know, nowadays with the 4 strokes, you have the 15 and 20, which are the same head, same weight. Then you go up to the 25 and 30. And we like Mercs. Yamaha is a really cool 25 that's pretty light. We sell a lot of. But we're pretty impressed with this Honda. Honda's Honda. And they're pretty unsurpassed in reliability situations. So I'll drop off our videographer at a dock and I'll show you how good this rows. But this box comes in and out. You can see it's strapped in. You can put a cooler there, whatever. We got a foot brace that moves back and forth. Rod storage here. You can put 4 rods in here. We should have grabbed one, we always forget. Fancy Pro Lock oars. Gas tanks filled here. We usually put a 6-gallon tank in here. Bow mount, Autopilot trolling motor. Right now we're trying to keep weight down. This baby has 1 battery. So if you were using the trolling motor all day, this has an optional pull start. You would maybe think about that, or grab like a little set of jumper starts. But we're just trying to keep the weight down on this. I will show you, I'll get the videographer out of the boat here and show you how cool this thing is on the water. So it's really nice having the tilt and trim right here. And this has that CMC breakaway. And I mean, I'm on a lake right now, but what's nice about that, once again, is with the tilt and trim, if you hit something, it never moves. With this, it does. And having this tilt and trim right here, I can go up and down really easy and really fine tune the way the boat runs. And with this 30, you know, it jumps right on plane. I can control the tilt and trim really easy right here. So that's really nice. They run quite a bit faster once I turn the motor on. You can hear the motor opening up good. The real beauty of these Pintails is how well they row. They're definitely a great drift boat. You could really row this in heavy water out west. You could row it, you know, anywhere a skiff would go. You'd be really surprised. This is our new foot brace. It's made out of fiberglass. You can see you can just move that bolt. You could sit a cooler in front of here real easy. All the StealthCrafts, usually the drift boat models, have a drain plugs in the middle. Once you get rod storage here, you can set stuff up on this tray. This is kind of for walk around. It's got a manual backup anchor system. So if the power winch doesn't work, I have options. You see the cleat in the back. You've got these yokes here. Set the oars in. You can see this baby's got, you know, big boy headlights. The beautiful thing about these Pro Locks is they have like an integrated oar right built in. So the oar right concept is when you're in current, it keeps the boat from going left to right. And it's not going to show right here. You saw me use the power anchor system. This one is the River Pro. I got a switch right here, and then I got a switch in the back. Both very conveniently used when you're out and about. That's a huge deal. Cup holders in the floor, here, and here, lots of cup holders, fire extinguisher. A real cool thing about this boat as a drift boat, it's got this Warren VRX 3500 winch. And what's really cool about this is, and we'll show in a different video, I could just go to free spool here, but just think of how much fun you can have with that. I can rip this dock out, I can rip this boat up the side of a hill, you name it. ATV winches are sweet. We got a big aluminum plate under there. You can see there's a big cutout here. So she is fun. If you were, disabled, you could drag this thing onto the trailer with this. The actual Warren winch is geared lower than this winch. So, see, that's quite a bit slower than this. Both a different gadget that's super cool. That Warren winch will just get you into any good or bad boat ramp, pretty much anywhere. This will let you stop. You can put a huge anchor on and stop kind of any way you want. This guy here, this will take you fishing on your own very easily. This is a Power Drive iPilot. The upgraded one of this is the Tarova. The nice thing about this dude is it comes out really easy. Little pin here, this comes out here, and this comes right off here. You see how smooth that is? If you're a big fly fisherman, we could be out in the Rockies and this really wouldn't even get in the way. You get back home, you want to go do something, just not float, just go to the local lake or float a lower section of the river. I throw this baby in, locked in good. You can put a lock in here too if you live in an area where this might come up missing. Throw this dude down. And now there's a little test thing. Whoops, I gotta plug it in. Here's the quick connect to this. Quick connect connected. I can check my battery. It says I have a full battery life. I grab my trusty iPilot remote here, turn it on with the check mark, hit OK. Now I can turn it on. Press the little button, this little button here in the middle to turn it on. Bring my winch up. And now, to make sure I'm turning the right way, now I am creeping like a villain here. So the way this is designed, I just hit the anchor feature right now. So now this just signed a beam up to God there, and it's going to try to do everything it can do to keep the boat vertical. It's like hitting the anchor. It's an actual anchor feature here. Really cool. Then there's it's like the N button here. It's an autopilot. That I can just hit the N button and it's just going to draw a laser and go straight. It's going to go straight as long as it can go. Now sometimes the boat will swirl around, but this went all the way up there and says, I'm going to keep Mike here. On a river it doesn't always work, but this is a 55-pound thrust and it'll work pretty good in heavy water. Really cool option. Same thing with this. I can take this dude out. I have a full flush little surface here. I can take that casting brace out and have like kind of a cheap bass boat. You can pull that deck out, pull that out. You can kind of strip the boat out and you can have like a nice little bass boat. So you go from bass boat to floating, the Green River in Utah in heavy water. This could handle pretty much either one. I'll show you how well it rows, and I'll show you how cool this is, and motor around a little bit, and you can give us a call and get on the build list. You can see this has got the brown trout fiberglass veil. That's actually a real brown trout we took a picture of, and it's actually fiberglass that we laminate into the hull. Pretty cool feature. This has got miles per hour and everything on it. Silence is deadly. There's a whole bunch of other features you can do on this that take a while to figure out. And that would be the advanced video. As you can see, it's pretty cool to run around. It'll have the lily pads, all that kind of stuff. Then you can quickly bring her up. And I can get back on the oars. Move the seat. And now, if everything breaks, I've still got my trusty oars. These are a little of a fancy version of the trusty one oar. They're made like fly rods. They're super light, but they are nice. So I think I went over just about everything. Trolling motor, oaring. Like I said, this is always as oaring. This compared to the other ATVs is a little easier to row. You can row it like anywhere you row a skiff, but it's got higher sides that can take on some water. If you were going through some bigger waves, like let's say we were on the green, you could flip it up, let's say we had a cooler here, you could flip it the other way and run the bow through the current. You can see some waves that I've run this way too, because the back row is a little bit better with the bow against the current. It's a hard thing for people to grasp. All the old school boats were built like this. Like I say, you row the bow against the current. It's got rocker. It works really nice. But that's enough of me. I'll motor around a little bit more, and I'll also drive it on the trailer. You'll see how easy it is to load on the trailer and go from there. Thanks.